A locust plague in the Horn, unseen for decades, wave after wave for months. Increased frequency and intensity of droughts, rapidly shrinking forests. Researchers say between 2017 and 2018, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire lost 60% and 26% respectively of their forest cover. Deadly tropical cyclones that were until recently rare occurrences, now more common after Idai shredded the port of Beira in 2019, claiming at least 600 lives and displacing an estimated 1.5 million people. There was no warning and no evacuation. Many species of plants and animals have disappeared. The International Union for Conservation of Nature's Red List is growing longer. The African elephant species are now both endangered and critically endangered, according to the IUCN. These, among other disturbing trends, are Africa's realities as it marks the World Environment Day. As a theme, ecosystem restoration is quite fitting insofar as it seeks to reset our relation with nature. It is a chain, an intricate and seamless interconnectedness. The parts feed into one another. However, the linkages are broken, the purpose lost, and it's now a race against time. Climate change has exacerbated an already bad situation. And now a disruption of gigantic proportions is underway in our environment. Food production is under extreme stress. Clean water is scarce. The air is less clean. Deadly bacteria get unleashed into the environment when pastoral communities poison carrion birds and scavengers like jackals and hyenas. So what can be done? Simple. Just restore the ecosystem. Go green. Ethiopia launched an ambitious drive to plant 5 billion trees in 2020. Morocco has set up Africa's largest solar farm. Carbon trade is black gold, an untapped revenue stream for adaptation and mitigation. As much as the big polluters must take responsibility for their actions, Africa does not need a begging bowl. Emphasize people-oriented, community-driven wildlife and nature conservation initiatives. Develop more innovation and creative approaches towards fundraising. COVID-19 has taught us that over-reliance on tourism was a bad mistake.
I think as every nation around the world is battling with the pandemic, conservation tends to be secondary. But actually what is happening globally, there without a question, is recognition that the reason why we have this pandemic and the reason why this pandemic is having so much impact is because of our attack on the environment and on nature. And so I think that people are really interested in what do we do to build our resilience as people all around the world by protecting nature. We need to diversify our sources of income. The total dependence on tourism was a big mistake. And the fact that all the money that was raised from tourism was invested immediately, it was never saved. There's never been a security, a safe, a savings, let's say. I know that in Masai Mara, which is one of the biggest tourism earner in Kenya, they actually did have a kitty, but it was only for 6 months. They didn't imagine any threat that would last longer than 6 months. And so right now they're facing real challenges. So diversifying our sources of income. And I think that there are many approaches which need to be considered. For example, corporate sponsorship of our protected areas. That is a possibility, but because most of our protected areas are controlled by government, you'll find they are very slow to adopt new innovative ideas. Even carbon projects in our protected areas, there are very, very few of them. There's very little CSR support into our conservation areas. There is also no income into our protected areas apart from tourism.
Observe a stricter adherence to international environmental protocols. Intensify advocacy and awareness campaigns. There is every reason for Africa to look inside more and outside less to save itself from catastrophe.